Good morning, 6:02. Jim, Deb, and Kevin on this Tuesday morning.
Ring the bell for
Good morning.
Tuesday.
Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. A little rain on the way in there.
Yeah.
I think we're supposed to have a little rain throughout the day.
Yeah, it kind of was a little refreshing. I just occasionally
I like the smell of rain.
Yeah.
It's like this. No?
No, not
Oh.
really. No, and then I hydroplaned a little bit. So I was
Oh,
like,
you're going too fast, girl.
Oh, you wouldn't make it my fault.
No, she wasn't going too fast at all.
Who, me?
It's too much rain.
Me?
Just
It's too much rain.
here. A little bit out there, too. It's not feeling too bad. It smells good, and it's 64 degrees.
But slow down.
Slow down.
How did this all become a me problem?
95.5 WFMS. 95.5 WFMS. Good morning. So great to have you by. It's Jim, Deb, and Kevin. I hope you like milkshakes because today's good excuse to have one.
Yeah, it's National Milkshake Day. You know, I like milkshakes. I like a shake, but I don't like all the extra stuff they put in it. Normally they do whipped cream and like a cherry on top.
Oh, I want all the cherries.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, you're like my wife, because then I'll say, if we go somewhere, let's say Steak and Shake,
with cherry?
I'll say, I don't want whipped cream and I don't want a cherry. And then Andrea quickly corrects me and says, no, he does. Because then she scoops off the whipped cream and the extra
So
cherry.
she needs to do this. This is what because my kids don't like the cherry either, but I want the cherry.
Okay.
So I would say, please put their cherries in my shake. So 3
Yes.
cherries in
Oh,
one.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, and so that's how it works. It's actually not just a National Milkshake Day. It's National
Chocolate
Milkshake Day. It gets its own day.
Which is why my favorite. I like the chocolate. That's probably only where I vary. Normally it's just vanilla ice cream, but I get a little crazy when it comes to my milkshake.
Now, can I give you a
Throw
little
some chocolate in there?
little heads up on where you'd find one of the best chocolate milkshakes ever?
I have my opinion, but go ahead.
And I've done this before where, Greg on Friday night is with the football team in the press box. So sometimes Fridays are free for me. So I'll skip dinner and go to Portillo's, and they have 2 of my favorite things, a shake and cake, and they combine it. They put an actual slice of cake, a whole slice
in
your chocolate milkshake. It's called chocolate shake. Chocolate cake shake.
Cake shake.
Hard to say.
There was actually a sparkle in her eye when she
Did
said
I
that.
start to light up?
Yeah,
talking
you
about
did.
it?
You did. There was a glow about that.
So it's something worth trying. It's a whole slice of cake in there.
I like Steak and Shake. I just like Steak and Shake or Dairy Queen. You can't beat Dairy Queen either.
I got a little place up in Sheridan, Twin Kiss.
Oh, yeah, I've
it's
been there.
right there. Yeah, and you get a coney dog and a chocolate milkshake.
Oh, you got to get the coney dog with it.
It kind of goes along.
Okay.
There you go.
Now, this is only seasonal, but the milkshakes at the state fair.
Those are good. Those are good. We poured those out before.
At the dairy bar,
Right.
yes.
Now,
Poured them
malt,
out. You mean filled them up for people. We didn't dump them out.
Right.
Yeah.
Chocolate malt or chocolate shake?
Oh, and I don't like malt.
You don't like malt? Okay.
No, I'm weird about that.
All right. It's not as
I prefer
popular.
shake, but again,
he takes anything.
I don't turn anything away.
Yeah, you're right. My
Except for whipped
great-grandpa
cream.
used to make me chocolate malts. He had the Sunbeam. Zzz, I used to love
What
when
did it sound like again?
he had the silver kind of the cup. It went zzz,
Oh, like a restaurant quality.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
commercial
that's
grade.
it. Yeah, it's commercial grade. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay,
That sounds better than.
Well, go out and enjoy it today.
Yeah.
You have an excuse. And remember, if you don't want the cherry, Deb's here. 624 95.5 WFMS. Jim, Deb, and Kevin. Got a chance to win some tickets for Jason Aldean, who's going to be in town this weekend.
That's correct.
At Ruoff Music Center, too. We had a chance to sit down and talk with him and ask him if he was pretty good in school.
My best subject in school was probably like history, English, those kind of things. Yeah, not math was actually not math, and was actually my worst subject. And any kind of science was, I wasn't very good at that either.
If we were to talk to students that went to school with you, how would they describe you as a student back then?
As a student?
Were you shy?
Oh, no. I was never shy. I don't know. I feel like I was cool to everybody, and I was a guy that always trying to find a way to get out of class to go do something,
Yeah.
Would they be surprised that you ended up Artist of the Decade?
Well, they all
In
knew
music?
I was still playing music in high
Okay,
school. I was
okay.
playing nightclubs when I was 14, 15 years old.
Amazing.
So I'd kind of already started that, and they'd probably be more shocked if I did something that I actually had to use my school for. You know what I mean? If I was a banker, that would be more surprising.
Yeah. Jason, I think you probably use a banker right now. 95.5 WFMS with Jim, Deb, and Kevin. Deb's got your daily dirt, and who was it? It was in labor for 37 hours.
Can you imagine that?
No.
That's like a week.
Well, not quite, but still, it's way long. We'll share who it was here in about 30 seconds. First, just 4 plays into his first possession as a New York Jet, Aaron Rodgers was sacked and knocked out of the game with an ankle injury last night.
Mm-hmm.
No word on the extent of it or how long he'll be out, but if you just listen to the broadcasters, they were not painting a great picture last night.
Well, and the crowd went from ha to, you could hear, it's like they were in disbelief because it was in New York.
I heard this morning it may be season ending.
Yeah.
Really?
Woo. Yeah. 4 plays.
Boy, it didn't last very long.
No.
So Brett Young hopes his 2 little daughters do not follow in his footsteps. We hear a lot of musicians say this sometimes. It makes you wonder, we see sometimes the inside look of the industry, but we're not seeing all of it because artists always say this.
Yeah, they do.
And he's been successful, so you would think that he would say, yeah, I would encourage that. But he's hoping they don't want to follow in his footsteps. He says if they fall absolutely in love with music, then of course I would support it 100%. Also, Kevin Federline might try to squeeze Britney Spears for a little more child support because he is basically taking care of the kids' sole custody.
I bet so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because usually what do they say? They need to maintain a certain lifestyle of some sort.
Yeah.
And Maddie from Maddie and Tay gave birth to her first child. It was a son on Saturday. His name is Forrest Henry. He arrived by emergency C-section after 37 hours of labor.
Oh, bless her heart.
Yeah.
I mean, and she's only like a little tic-tac.
Yeah.
She's got to be exhausted. She's going to sleep for about 3 weeks.
Right.
Oh.
It is 6:39. That's Deb's Daily Dirt. It's sponsored by Mark Dietel Realty. The country station, 95.5 WFMS. That is Luke Combs with Jim, Deb, and Kevin.
You know, Taylor Swift is the hottest thing in music and worldwide.
Sure.
And I think this is such a great idea. The folks at outschool.com are offering basically tutoring lessons or online courses for kids age 3 to 18.
Okay.
Where they can learn different subjects that's associated with their music. For instance, you can learn Spanish. They take one of her songs that the kids already know in English. They translate into Spanish, and the kids can learn some Spanish words.
Great idea.
Or there's art. They can color some of her posters or some of her artwork from her CD covers and things. There's science. You know, there's no better way to memorize things than putting it to music.
That is true.
I had to come up with all remember those elements in chemistry,
The periodic table.
chart.
Yeah.
Table.
And I remember when I was a kid, I set that to music. I couldn't tell you what it was now, but that's the only way I could pass it is I had it to music.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does. I had that too. Matter of fact, and this is the truth. Here, let me grab my guitar. I didn't have a guitar in school, but
Yeah.
and I remember this to this day.
Because you set it to music.
It was about like first grade, I think it was. The sun is a mass of incandescent gas, a gigantic nuclear furnace where hydrogen is built into helium at temperatures of millions of degrees.
I've never heard that in my life.
But I remember it now.
I remember it because you set it to music, and by setting something like that to a Taylor Swift song that kids already love, I mean, it's brilliant.
Here's how I remembered it. Hey, what's the symbol for helium? I just asked the kid next to me. I hated that class, and I hated that periodic table.
Oh, I know.
that
was horrible.
But I never learned it to music.
I have trouble with letters and numbers to begin with, so it was really bad for me. But if you can check it out at outschool.com, but it's pretty interesting. I think it's a great idea.
I think it's genius, actually.
It really is, too.
Yeah.
People find her so interesting to find a way to connect what you're trying to teach to that. It's a great way to, make education fun.
One more time,
Sun
Jim.
is a mass of incandescent gas, a gigantic nuclear furnace where hydrogen is built into helium.
Hey, maybe the Friday song, you should set that to
You could do that, maybe, kids.
Oh.
Might be an opportunity for you there.
So are
Jimmy.
you saying we're educators?
We're going to say it.
That's a stretch. That's a stretch.
No one else is saying it, but we are.
We are, yeah. 95.5 WFMS. Alan Jackson and Jimmy Buffett. Jimmy told us that Alan used to record a lot down there in Key West at his shrimp studios that he has right there in the marina, too. So good story. We had a chance to visit that one time, too.
We did.
Anyway, good morning. We're Jim, Deb, and Kevin.
It is at 7:40, and I don't know if you saw this in the news yesterday, but they announced that McDonald's is going to be getting rid of their self-serve soda fountains.
Oh, really?
They're going to do a slow withdrawal. It'll be by 2032. No McDonald's will have that. It's all going to be behind the counter.
Yeah, it's the self-serve, like the fountain drink station where you just go and you put it up
and
underneath.
You can do a mix. You can go, a little Dr. Pepper, a little bit of Sprite, a little this. You make your own.
You don't get them anymore. They're going to start to phase these out.
Yeah, and they say it's because people are not eating in restaurants as much anymore.
Not eating in the dining room.
And the cost of having that out there is not worth it because people go through drive-thru or the DoorDash. They don't eat in the dining room, or I guess you call that the dining room
Yeah.
of a McDonald's anymore.
They also say that if you want a refill, you'll have to go up and ask employees for refills at the counter, which is kind of a hassle.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, do you like those self-serve things?
Yeah, I mean, I did what you did. You know, I'd go up and be like, I want a high C and a little bit of Sprite. It was like my kind of party. I just got so excited about it.
I can't figure those ones out there where you got to go. You hit the button. It's like
it's like one machine for all of them?
Like a computer.
Oh, yeah.
That's because technology is a little smarter than
well,
Jimmy.
on that thing, too. You know, I'm sitting there looking at it, and then everybody's like, come on, man. Come on, pick some. Water. Is that too much
Life
pressure?
is tough for Jim.
Yeah.
But it
Water.
is
Just ask a
technical
kid.
stuff.
He'll help you out then, too. But
That's
anyway,
right.
look for them to be gone by 2032. It is 7:41.
I thought you said 3032.
I
I'm like,
did.
we are in trouble.
We'll be around a while.
We won't see the change.
It's time for a round of Can't Beat Deb and our contestant on the line. Here's Tabitha. Good morning, Tabitha.
Good morning.
And what side of town you from?
I am calling from the far east side.
East side.
Proud Warren Township resident.
Okay.
Warren Township,
All
smart
right.
people.
All right.
I'm telling you.
Well, here's how we play.
All right, Tabitha, we're going to ask you 5 questions. We asked Deb those exact same 5 questions. If you get more right than Deb, yay, you win. But if she gets more right than you, or if she ties you, then she wins. And if you're ready, let's start with question number 1.
Okay, here we go. Question 1. Pamela Anderson is selling her red Baywatch swimsuit. She says memories are made to share. Now, who was her co-star on Baywatch? And hint, he also starred in the TV show Knight Rider.
David Hasselhoff.
All right, question 2. The Colts lost to Jacksonville in their season opener. Now, they travel to Houston next Sunday. Name the professional baseball team that plays in Houston, Texas.
Houston Astros.
Question 3. In a new survey, married men are happier than single men. Now, who is Ben Affleck's famous wife?
Jennifer Lopez.
And question 4. The world is still mourning the loss of Jimmy Buffett. Now, what is the nickname of a fan of Jimmy Buffett and his music?
A parrot head.
And question 5, Bob Barker reportedly left most of his fortune to charity. As he signed off each episode of The Price is Right, what did Bob ask listeners to do?
Don't forget to get your pet spayed or neutered.
There's our 5 questions. Let's bring Deb back to the room, see how she does. On 95.5 WFMS. All right, it's back to Can't Beat Deb, and Deb's back in the studio. Say hello to Tabitha.
Hi, Tabitha.
Hello, Deb.
Do you go by Tabby for short?
Not really Tabby, but Tab.
Oh, I like that.
Tab.
I like that.
Double tab.
It's like Tay-Tay.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
I like it. All right, Deb, if you're ready, here we go.
Sure.
Question 1. Pamela Anderson is selling her red Baywatch swimsuit. She says memories are made to share. Now, who was her co-star on Baywatch? And hint, he also starred in the TV show Knight Rider.
David Hasselhoff.
That's correct. And Tabitha knew that, too. She had it right away as well. So everybody scores. It's Deb 1, Tabitha 1.
All right, question 2. The Colts lost to Jacksonville in their season opener. They travel to Houston next Sunday. Now, name the professional baseball team that plays in Houston.
The Houston Astros.
That's correct. And Tabitha knew that, too. So everybody scores. It's Deb 2, Tabitha 2.
I don't like when you act all surprised. I get one right. He's like, whoa.
Well, there's been times you got none right, so that's why.
Question 3. In a new survey, married men are happier than single men. Now, who is Ben Affleck's famous wife?
Oh, it's J-Lo.
That's correct. And Tabitha
Tabitha knew that,
too. So once again, everybody scores. It's Deb 3, Tabitha 3. Good game going.
All right, question 4. The world is still mourning the loss of Jimmy Buffett. Now, what is the nickname of a fan of Jimmy Buffett and his music?
Oh, the Buffett heads. No, that's not right. That's not right.
A Buffett head?
No. I think it's the parrot heads.
Is that your answer?
I'm going with it.
That would be right.
Okay.
And Tabitha knew that too, so everybody scores. It's Deb 4, Tabitha 4.
Good old Tab needs to screw up.
Final question all
All
time.
right,
Jeez.
question 5. Bob Barker reportedly left most of his fortune to charity. Now, as he signed off each episode of The Price is Right,
Don't ask this.
what did Bob ask his listeners to do?
To spay and neuter your pets.
That's correct.
Woohoo!
And Tabitha knew that too, so everybody scores. Each contestant ran the table. This has never happened before.
I don't think so.
All 5 answers were answered correctly. But Tabitha, as we explained to you at the very beginning, all ties go to Deb.
Thank
so
goodness
despite
for that
playing
rule.
what is a perfect game, you still lost to Deb. So sad.
Womp, womp, womp.
Well, a well-played game, but it's time for those famous words.
I'm Tabitha from the East Side, and I cannot beat Deb.
If you'd like to be a contestant, just go to the website, WFMS.com. We'll get you signed up for Can't Beat Deb. Morning, it's 8:24. Jim, Deb, and Kevin on 95.5 WFMS.
Deb just mentioned a minute ago our TikTok channel. And if you spend any time on TikTok, you may have seen this. It's hashtag Girl Hammers.
Girl Hammers.
Girl Hammers. And when I saw this and saw the videos, I thought, that's my wife. and I'm betting Deb is guilty of this. Or I shouldn't say guilty. I bet Deb does this as well. What it is, it's videos of ladies, women, using hairbrushes, boot heels, books, candles as a hammer instead of actually using a hammer.
How smart is that? If you don't have
It's
a hammer,
not smart.
No, if you don't have a hammer nearby, or you don't want to have to go out and dig it out of the toolbox, you use what you have.
I've got one of these big. It's a screwdriver, but it's almost like a pry bar.
Yeah.
It's big, heavy duty. Andrea was hanging a picture, and she was using the butt end of that as
Really?
a hammer the other day. No, it's not smart. You're using the tool for what it's not been invented for.
It's not meant for that.
Not meant for
It's
that.
called make do.
So you're guilty of using a boot
I'm
heel
not
as a hammer?
guilty of anything. It's called being a genius. Yeah, I'm a part-time genius.
Part-time, not a full-time.
Well, I got to work and do other things. So part-time, I'm a genius.
Yeah, but you could just go out and grab a hammer and do it real
I mean,
easy, 'cause I'd be afraid to
I
go through
probably
the
have
wall.
6 hammers in the house. I know there's one in a tool bag that I made just for her that's upstairs in the laundry room that she can use.
Now, I can actually come up with the perfect example. I was hanging a picture right above our, where your Wi-Fi is in the kitchen. And it was a decorative piece right there. I didn't want to go all the way out to the garage. I opened up the drawer, and we had kept one of those daubers that you use for bingo on a cruise ship. We did. And I
You use that as a hammer?
the back end of it. Yeah, and I just
my
nailed
goodness.
it.
Why don't you just take
tap
the
the nail
drawer out
in.
completely and use the drawer as a hammer?
Now, somebody on this TikTok channel, somebody with the hashtag Girl Hammer had used They used a candle.
That glass
it's a
candle.
glass candle. That's probably not the smartest
No,
thing.
that's going to break.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Mimi does the same thing. She likes to paint. She'll open up the can with a screwdriver, but if it goes to put it back on, to
You
get
need
it
a hammer.
tight,
You
you
need
need
a
a
hammer.
mallet or a hammer
Yeah.
of some sort. She's doing it with a screwdriver.
Yeah.
Somebody can get hurt, Deb. You've had problems with screwdrivers in the past.
I can get hurt walking across the street. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, this is true.
That is true. So what's
A
it called?
bingo dauber's not going to kill me.
Hashtag Girl Hammers. Check it out.
Okay. I
See if
think
you can
it's
see
true.
Deb or my wife or Mimi there.
Yeah, right.
If not, they should be. That's for
95.5 WFMS. Good morning with Jim, Deb, and Kevin. I can't believe people are doing this. But
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah. First of all, let's set the stage a little bit. When we go places, let's say for the ACM Awards out in Vegas or the CMA Awards in Nashville, we have to get some fancy duds.
Oh, yeah.
And Jim, you and I pick out our suit jacket or our suit or whatever it might be, and we're done with it. Deb will pick out 4 or 5 dresses,
Yeah, that's
and I
true.
don't know how many pairs of shoes to figure out what she wants. And she'll actually ship them to her. She'll try them on, then if she don't like it, she'll ship them back. I think you even shipped a dress
I
to
did.
Nashville one year.
I did
that's
one
right.
year because
Yeah.
you get down there, you don't want to. You're not sure what you're going to feel good in at the time.
So, but the point is, she tries it on, and then if it's not what she wants, she ships it back. She would not wear it. I'm speaking for you, Deb. You
Right.
would not wear it.
But you
to the
try it
event
on.
and then ship it back. But people are putting painter's tape on the bottom of their shoes, and then wearing them to a party, and then taking the painter's tape
Oh,
off,
that's terrible.
and they look like they've not been worn, and then they ship them back.
So the bottom of the shoe doesn't get scuffed.
There's no scuff marks
Okay,
on
I've
it.
never done that. I would never do that.
Well, you wouldn't do the clothes either, but yeah. I mean, I've heard
Well,
people
it
doing
looks
the
a
clothes.
little weird with a big tag hanging out of your cocktail dress.
Not with you. You've done that many
Well,
times.
that's
And
accidental.
you've actually bought the item, and she just left the tag on.
Tag on, yeah,
Yeah.
just in case there. But that's
Why would to me to put painter's tape on the bottom of your shoes?
That's going to look weird, I think.
Well,
when you walk.
right.
Well, I don't know if people are looking at the
No.
blue tape on the bottom, but it's in my opinion, it's too much effort. I wouldn't go through all that trouble
No.
to make
Well,
sure it's all.
If a pair of shoes
perfectly
cost
aligned.
$100 and some and you don't want to spend it, but you want to
get
look
the
good
cheaper
for that
ones.
particular
Well, then
event,
you don't. Then
get the cheaper ones.
You
I
don't
like
wear
that,
the
Jim.
expensive shoes. That's just stupid.
Really, really. I would think they still would scuff because that's not very thick, that painter's tape.
You know what some departments are doing? Some stores. People are trying to like wear something out for an event, take it back, and they're
Right.
checking your social media. I watched
Oh,
a
see,
video
That's funny.
where a
That
girl
is.
tried to take a nice dress like
Yeah.
that back, thought it was a one-time deal. I'm not going to wear it again. Hid the
no one will
tag
notice.
and tried to take it back. They thought that it had deodorant marks on it. She had her receipt, it had name and all of that, her ID that you had to show. They went back and looked her up on social media, and she was wearing it. So then they refused. They refused
Busted.
to give her money back.
Right.
Wow.
So
well, good.
Gotta be careful.
That's what they're not in the
You're not supposed to be doing that.
in the rental or the borrowing business.
Yes.
They're in
Yes.
the business to make some money there.
So if you see somebody walking around with painter's tape on the bottom of the shoes, they're either going to take those shoes back or they walk through a construction site and have a bunch of tape on the bottom.
Oh,
of
and
the
it just
shoe.
happened to perfectly fit the shoe.
It
just
could be.
perfectly right around there.
It could be.